Coach, I know you talked about in your press conference, it's been a time of change for you guys. I guess just talk about how have you guys adapted to that?
I think the players adapted very well to new conditioning, different philosophy. We've done a lot with team building with Tess Lakers, our new assistant. So again, I think they've adapted very, very well to all the changes. And probably the hardest one to adapt has been myself. Do something the same way for 14 years. It's hard to come for change and come up with something new.
And I guess how has Tesla adapted to her new position?
She's jumped in very well with all kinds of energy, new ideas, bright ideas, taking on responsibility out of basketball. Again, I think she's been a positive input for our players and myself.
How important is it to have two girls like Jacqueline and Rachel, that have seen the good in Concord basketball and to get back to that point?
Well, again, as I've talked to them several times, they're the last two that team left to 123 games. So they've seen the good and they've seen the bad. And some of the bad has been caused by poor attitudes. And I said, now's your chance to clean that up and let's show improvement this year. But again, it's good to have those two seniors there who have seen the good and been part of many wins for us.
Jumping into the schedule a little bit, you guys start off with two teams from the CIAA. How important is it to get those two wins within the region?
Well, anytime you open up regional games, it's very important. Shaw, 4 or 5 years removed from a national championship. They made the regionals last year. Fayetteville, 20-some wins. So again, it's a tough challenge, but again, it's tough. You want to get regional wins and get off to a good start.
Coach, how exciting is it? You talk about all the new players, and from a personal standpoint, how exciting is it to go back and work?
It's great. Because again, new faces, new ideas. I really like this team. Everybody thinks I'm a grumpy old man, which I am most of the time. But our new kids have tried to buy in. They're trying to do everything we ask of them, and that's all I can ask. The international kids, kid from Spain, the kid from Thailand. They've brought a different flavor to our team. Right now I still can't pronounce the kid's name from Thailand, but I'll eventually learn it. Especially if she keeps getting better as a player.
Jacqueline, I guess starting off, coaches, really talked about you and Rachel being a leader on this team, So I guess how have you taken on some roles this year?
I'm definitely taking on more vocal roles. I'm an influential leader. I think myself on and off the court. I'm always trying to make the hustle plays and get rebounds, but I think this year I've definitely stepped up vocally, trying to encourage my teammates and get the best out of them.
With so many new faces, how difficult has it been to, learn everyone's game and how it helps the team out?
We definitely had to take that into consideration during preseason. Play and pick up was definitely how we had to learn each other. We're still learning each other where we are so young. It's been really tough trying to learn how to play together, but I think once we get our top 5 and get them all working together, we're going to be tough.
As a freshman, you saw Concord win 23 games. What's your expectations for this team and trying to get back to that performance level?
I think we can get back to that. Like I said, we're a really young team this year, but me and Rachel, we have been on that team. We know what it's like. We went to the tournament. We enjoyed it. We know what it takes to get there, and I think we can do what it takes to get back there again with all our hard work. I think we'll make it happen.
Rachel, you're the top returning scorer from last year's team. How have you taken on the role, to pick up the scoring load from last year?
I've been trying to focus on taking smarter shots. Sometimes I don't make the most correct decision. My shots have been struggling here lately, so I've just been trying to get in the gym more to get a better percentage.
This year, you guys with so many new faces, how have you guys been working with chemistry?
The chemistry this year is a lot better than it has been the past 2. We've just been, not only are we together on the court, but off the court we try to do more team bonding stuff. Even our assistant coach has a lot of stuff for us to do, just to keep us as a unit. So it's a lot better than it has been.
This year you guys are breaking in a new assistant coach with Coach Akers. How has she helped you guys get better as players?
She has brought in a lot of new drills and just bonding things that are helping helping us come together as a team and come together on the court. And she's really like pushed us to be better players, us, all of us. Like she individually picks us out.
Last question for you: How tough is it, each night to get up for every single team in this conference because it's such a brutal and strong conference?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
How tough is it each night, to prepare for each team in this conference with it being such a deep and strong conference?
We just have to focus on one game at a time. We don't look too far ahead. And once the game's over, we try to move on, learn from our mistakes, and learn to keep going on. Just focusing.
So many new players. From that standpoint, how do you report that and try to communicate to them that they do have to compete on a nightly basis?
Well, like Jacqueline and I try to tell them what it was like when we were freshmen. We went to a team that was 23 wins, and that was great chemistry. We had great team unity. We try to just remind them, hey, we can get back to that. Like, you have to compete. We have to be a team.